so excited because it's finally here. The Mandalorian Season 2 is officially here, and what a way to kick off the end of 2020. I actually started tearing up when I saw Lucasfilm glittering up on screen. It made me so happy because we all know this has been a rough, long year, and we're not even finished with it yet. But I was literally dancing and cheering and yelling at the TV when I was watching the first episode of Season 2. It was amazing. I loved it. I won't spoil anything for you guys, but what I do want to call upon is this line that we actually also heard in the trailer, and it's where Mando's kind of in this kind of fight ring looking setting, and he's told that this is no place for a child, and he says, "Wherever I go, he goes." I love that line because it reminds me of so many different verses in the Bible about who God is, who Jesus is, and that they're with us, that God is with us wherever we go. Some of these verses we have actually used on shirts this year, like I think of the Captain America Winter Soldier shirt we did earlier this year that says, I'm with you till the end of the line, and on the back we put Matthew 28:20 that says, "Behold, I am with you always to the end of the age." And I love that throughout the Bible, we are reminded that God is with us, Jesus is with us, the Holy Spirit is with us. And here are some other examples. Isaiah 43:2, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers they shall not overwhelm you. When you walk through fire, you shall not be burned, the flame shall not consume you." Genesis 28:15, "Behold, I am with you, and will keep you wherever you go, and will bring you back to this land, for I will not leave you until I have done what I promised you." Deuteronomy 31:6, "Be strong and courageous, do not fear or be in dread, for it is the Lord your God who goes with you. He will not leave you or forsake you." There's so many places in the Bible where it says, "Do not be afraid, do not worry, I will not leave you, I will not forsake you, I am with you, I go with you." And I think that sometimes we forget that God has given us this promise that He will be with us, and sometimes we feel like we have to go out on our own and prove ourselves on our own or make our way. We turn back into self-reliance, and the thing is, God never wanted us to be self-reliant. Part of becoming a believer means admitting that we can't do this on our own, and I think in a sci-fi world, Mando does that to an extent. He realizes that he can't do what he is seeking to do on his own, and so he looks for help and he looks for people who can help him. The same is true of us, except we need to first and foremost turn to God, because God has promised us that He is with us. When we believe in Him, when we have faith in Him, He is with us. I want to remind us, especially as we are pursuing, the end of 2020, and it seems just kind of bonkers when you think about the pandemic still going on, we still have racial injustice issues, we still have an election that's not finalized yet, we have all of these different things going on, and it's very easy to turn inward. It is very easy to turn on each other, and I hate to say, I think we've all seen that. I think we've all seen people being mad at each other, fighting with each other. We've seen peer pressure. I've seen peer pressure like nothing else before, which is shocking to me. I've seen bullying online, in person, just because of political beliefs. And guys, we're not called to that. We're not called to be bullies. We're not called to be influencing others with peer pressure. I'm saying that for believers and non-believers. We are called to be reliant on God and to pursue Him in His will and the things that He tells us in the Bible that matter, that are important. We're called to pursue those first. I just want to urge you, and this is again kind of an urge to me too, I want to remind all of us that wherever we go, God is with us, and we need to remember that and be reliant on Him to show us our next steps, to show us how to be a graceful people, to show us how, even when we disagree, to do it gracefully and truthfully, and how to still love each other and still love one another. We're still in the middle of this pandemic, and it's probably going to go on for a while, and I hate to say that, but just because we're nearing the end of this year in particular doesn't mean that it's a time for us to give up on God, on each other. So remember that, just like Mando says, "Wherever I go, He goes." Wherever Mando goes, Baby Yoda goes. Wherever we go, God is with us. And remember that, and be in prayer about that. Remember to be reliant on God. And I think we'll find that many of the things that trouble us or irk us may dissolve a little bit, or they may take a slightly back seat, which is cool, right? Because we know that God is working. That is my urge to you. That, and if you haven't seen the first episode of Season 2 of The Mandalorian, go watch it. It's awesome. This is the way, and I have spoken.